Hi, my name's Derek Ty, and you may have seen the videos so far in our series, How You Can Earn $250 Million Selling Real Estate with Derek Ty. Well, that's me. So today we're going to be talking about mindset. How important is mindset in the real estate business? Well, I can just tell you from a personal story that if you go into a listing appointment or a meeting with a buyer with the wrong mindset, they're going to smell fear all over you. So how do you bring the right mindset into an interaction with a client? Well, I like to think about this story. The story is this. I want you to think about this right now. Think about one of your family members. Maybe it's an aunt or uncle, cousin, brother, you name it. And let's say that they live in your same town and they're thinking about selling their home. And think about your strongest competitor, the one that sells the most houses in your neighborhood. But I want you to think about the one that you also don't really like. They're just not a great person. They don't treat people well. They don't do the best job for the clients. They just happen to sell a lot of houses. Maybe they just been around a while or they know a lot of people, whatever that is, but they won't serve your friend, client, brother, sister, aunt, uncle the same way you would. So I just want you to think about the pain of you getting the phone call and them saying, "Hey, did you see my house? It just went for sale." And you're like, "What? You didn't use me?" You know, this has actually happened to me before. And my first reaction was, how could you? How could you list your home with somebody else? And I'm sure you're thinking, I would feel the same way, right? Well, you know what the mindset has to be? I want to get in front of that situation so that never happens to me again. So how do I do that? Well, my mindset has to be, I provide such a high quality experience for my sellers and my buyers. I'm going to get my buyers the absolute best deal. I mean, I can even show you in writing. I'm going to get you a lower average cost of the home versus the average on the MLS. On the seller side, I can show you a 1.5% increase that I will get you for your average list price to sale price ratio over the average. So I've got the numbers to prove it. I know I'm going to do a better job on just the number side. I know I'm going to do a better job on the customer service side. And frankly, I like these people. I want to do business for them. I want to help them, right? Well, my mindset going into an interaction with a buyer or seller has to be, I am the best possible person for them to achieve their goals. If you don't have that mindset going into it, then you might as well find another career. Now, you might say, "Derek, I don't have the kind of experience you do. I haven't sold 1,250 homes. I haven't sold $250 million in real estate. I haven't been the president of the board of realtors," whatever, okay? So here's the thing. When I got started, I was in the same situation. I didn't have all these stats to back me up, but you know what I did? I learned the statistics of my office that I was part of, and I knew what their average sale price was. I knew how many homes we had sold last month. So for example, if someone said, "Well, how long have you been in the real estate business?" the first thing I would say is, I haven't been in the business very long, but I have access to the top real estate agents in the city of Cincinnati right here in my office and the best manager and broker who can answer my phone calls within an hour. So I can guarantee you there's not one person in this city that wants those answers more than I do, because if I don't know it, I want to learn it. And then they might say, "Well, how many homes have you sold this year?" And I would say, "You know what? Our office there in Cincinnati has sold 350 homes this year alone." Now, how many homes had I sold at that point? None, or one, right? So I use the power of the office. So why am I telling you all this detail? The detail is for this reason. I want you to understand that the mindset controls what's going to happen in that meeting. Are you positive? Are you thinking, "Wow, I have something to offer"? Are you thinking, "I'm going to get those answers for them"? Are you thinking that I'm the one that's going to win them the best buyer for their home? Am I going to help them find that dream home? That's your mindset. Now, Henry Ford once said, he's been credited with lots of sayings, but one of them he said was, "If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." So what does that mean to you? That means that if you think you can actually make that happen, you're probably right. If you think you can't, and you go into that and you start those negative affirmations, "I don't have enough experience. What if they ask me this? I'm nervous, I'm scared." You really, honestly, you can't be in that mindset, because you might as well just go home. Don't waste your time. Now, if you're like me, you probably had to take time away from your family to go on your first listing appointment, because I was already working another job. I was a full-time banking officer, right? So I had to go to my listing appointments in the evening. So what did that mean? Well, my kids and my wife, they had to be at home alone that night. I wasn't eating dinner with them. So I'm taking time away from my family to go meet with a seller who is expecting me to give them all the best job that I can. So if I bring in a negative mindset into that situation, into their kitchen table, and I say, I don't really have a lot to offer you guys. I hope you hire me, but I don't really see why you would. They can feel that all over me. Now, I may not use those words, but I might use that in my body language and my tone. So you've probably heard the expression, fake it till you make it. Well, that's in every business, including real estate. And I'm not encouraging you to fake being a good realtor. What I am saying is that you might have to prop up that attitude and mindset a little bit so that people know that not only you're in charge, but you know how to get the answers done right. And the best thing is, you're only one phone call away from an expert. If you don't have someone in your professional world right now that wouldn't pick up the phone in an hour and call you back and give you some great real estate advice, I would highly encourage you find another real estate company to work for. And I mean that with all my heart. If someone isn't willing to take a stand for you, and when you might be on a Saturday night on a listing appointment and maybe everyone in the office leaves at 5 on Friday, is someone going to call you back? I would find those things out before I had those situations actually happen to me. So we've described to you what is a successful, positive mindset in the real estate business. The next question I want to ask you is, why should you set that mindset up? Well, we already talked about the financial gains, right? I mean, the more you sell, the more you can serve others, the more you can give back to your community, the more you can sell. Some of you guys have the wrong mindset about money. Now, a lot of us have been told money is the root of all evil, right? You've probably heard that before. Some misguided religious person may have mentioned that at some point and people got it all messed up. Well, that's actually not what the Bible says about money. Money isn't good or bad by itself, okay? So what we need to do is start thinking about money and what good it can do for the community that we serve in. What can money do for our friends or family that might need it? And wanting to earn more money, that's not a bad thing. I want you to want to earn more money, not just for the sake of earning the money, but what good is it going to do for you, your family, and your community? Think about that. So the next thing I want you to do is, once you've created a positive mindset about the real estate business, I want you to think about the industry itself. If someone comes up to you at Kroger or your grocery store and says, "How's the market?" What's your answer? Now, if you're not doing really well right now and you don't have a lot of sales, you might say, "Oh, it's okay." Or you might say, "The market's been going down, maybe the sales are down." You might say, "Oh, it's terrible." So what do you think the average person really wants to hear from you? They want to hear that this is a great market. To be honest with you, it can be a great market depending on who you are talking to. So, for example, in my opinion, if the prices are going down and the inventory is getting larger, and someone said, "Hey, tell me about the real estate market," and I said, "It is unbelievable," and they would be like, "Really? I heard it's all bad. It's gloom and doom." I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, there's been buyers that have been on the fence for 6 months or a year waiting to buy that perfect property, and it's finally dropped down to their price range." Or now, instead of them looking at 1 or 2 properties and them going into multiple offers, now there's more properties on the market that they can look at. So if someone asked me that same question, "How's the market?" I would be like, "It's unbelievable." You go the opposite direction and everything's in multiple offers and the prices are going up, and someone said, "How's the market?" You know what I would say? You're right. Unbelievable. Because now those sellers that have been wanting to put their houses on the market, it is time for them to get maximum top dollar, and they may not have to do as many improvements or cosmetic changes to the home to get it sold. It's all about your mindset. So how can you create a positive mindset? If you're like, "Derek, I just don't think that way." I totally understand. You know, your mind is an amazing, amazing creation. It will believe things that you say and think before anything else happens. So what I like to do is practice personal affirmations. So I've been to this class called Bold, and I stole some of their affirmations that they have you read out loud, which, by the way, I thought were extremely corny for a long time. Like one of them says, "I'm a money magnet. I'm a money magnet. I'm a money magnet. I'm a money magnet. I'm a money magnet." Now, some of you are sitting there going, "That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard." But when you start telling yourself that you're going to attract opportunities, you're going to attract income, you're going to attract money, it starts changing the way you look at the rest of the world. You start looking at things as opportunities instead of, this could be a failure. What happens if this happens to me? This guy may not list his house with me. Stop telling yourself all the negative affirmations and start telling yourself positive affirmations. On my affirmations, I read the same ones out loud every morning. And that's part of my time block. So if you were part of our last class on time blocking, affirmations is about a 5-minute block of my time every single day. So I read out loud affirmations. If you want to get a copy of my personal affirmations I read, just send me an email, derek@derekty.com. I'd be happy to send you those. They involve my personal life, they involve my business, and they involve my mindset about money and success. So I believe there's 5 things you can do right now to start improving your positive mindset. The first thing is create some affirmations. If you don't have any, then steal them from me, steal them from someone else. There's even YouTube videos I've gone on before and said daily affirmations, positive affirmations, success affirmations. Type something in and you'll find that there's a lot of other people that do these. And ironically, a lot of the most successful people in the world actually read these things out loud. I also feel like you need to gratitude journal every day. So literally I have a journal. Every single morning, I look back on the last 24 hours, and sometimes it's been a couple days, so I might have to make up a little bit. But I journal what I did well, so I need to pat myself on the back sometimes like, hey, you actually did something well, because we need that positive affirmation. I also gratitude what I learned, so maybe some big struggle happened the day before. I need to journal that, and then I journal my gratitude. So what am I thankful for? It might be I didn't get into a car accident yesterday. I got a listing appointment yesterday. I had a great dinner with my wife last night. Whatever those are, I want you to journal those and put them into your gratitude journal. And you'll see, you can even go back like a year later, 2 years later, and I can go back and read the things I was most grateful for. Third thing you can do is focus on your successes. So I just said, in my journal, I like to actually go back and look at what I did well. Most of us don't take time to do that. We just think about the gap that's in our life, the things that we're not doing well. So I want you to actually take time in your real estate business and say, you know what, I did call for sale by owner today. That was scary for me, or I did door knock for the first time, or I held that open house. Celebrate those successes. And then I want you to find positive people that are in your world, and I want you to surround yourself with more positive people. So they say that you're an average of the 5 people that you spend the most time around. So I want you to take a little personal inventory of the people you're actually spending time with. Are they positive people or negative? But that might be a huge way for you to overcome some of the negative behaviors. What I want you to do for number 5 is I want you to focus on serving other people. If we take ourselves out of our own mindset and we focus on other people, whatever that volunteer activity looks like for you, whether it's down at the dog shelter, passing around an offering plate at the church, whatever that you're into, I want you to do that. Take your focus off yourself. I think you're going to be a lot more successful, you're going to be happier, and you're going to have the right positive mindset. So I hope you're enjoying these videos. I'm confident that if you start studying this and watching these videos over and over again, you can sell over $250 million in real estate too. This has been Derek Ty, and I wish you the best of luck in doing your career the way you want to do it with a successful, positive mindset. Thank you.